if you're charged with theft in Alabama, there's a number of defenses that you should be aware of. I'm going to go through 10 of the most common defenses to theft cases in Alabama. So in no particular order, the first is lack of intent. And this is probably the most common. It is that somebody did not have the intent to commit the crime of theft. In other words, if I'm in Walmart and I'm talking with somebody and I take a pen and put it in my pocket and I walk out with it, well, if I've just been absent-minded, I'm not stealing the pen. I don't have the intent to do so. So similarly, if I have a bunch of paper towels on the bottom of my cart at Walmart and I wheel that out and I've forgotten to pay for the paper towels, that doesn't mean that I am guilty of theft. Doesn't mean I won't get charged, but the issue is, did I have the intent to permanently deprive somebody of the property? Another defense to theft is, does the person have a rightful ownership or a claim of right? Sometimes you get into that. There's a dispute as to who owns the property. Well, obviously I can't steal my own property. So if I, in good faith, believe that it is my property, say I have a camera and it's identical to somebody else's and I pick it up and I think it's my camera, but I've mistaken it for somebody else's camera. I didn't have the intent. And so sometimes you get that. Sometimes you may have a dispute over who owns the property, and that could be a defense. Another one might be consent. Oh, hey, that camera, it was my girlfriend and she let me have it. So then you have an issue of consent. Maybe she got mad at me and she's now not my girlfriend and she's saying she didn't. But again, the issue would be, well, was there consent or not? There also could be cases of mistaken identity. Hey, that guy looks, wait a second, that's not the right guy. So it can be a mistake that got the wrong person. Sometimes it's entrapment. The police might set up a situation where, but for that, somebody wouldn't have been accused of the crime. Believe it or not, in very rare instances, sometimes intoxication. Now, intoxication is generally not a defense to theft, but if somebody was involuntarily intoxicated, you were drugged or whatever, then you may have a defense. I've seen cases where somebody maybe is having again, not intoxication, but a mental health defense. They were going through some sort of a mental health crisis. They didn't realize what they were doing. Heck, they didn't know that they weren't in Kansas or the Wizard of Oz or whatever. So those kind of things. Sometimes it can be a defense of duress. My boyfriend told me that if I didn't take this, he was going to beat me. That can be a defense. Another common issue that lawyers raise is lack of sufficient evidence. Just the case doesn't hold up. There's not enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. In other words, there's a legitimate reason to doubt whether or not this person is the one who's committed that theft. Sometimes we'll see a return of property. Now, returning property in and of itself does not eliminate a theft case. However, it can either mitigate a theft case, or in some instances, it may eliminate a theft case if the issue is whether or not the person intended to permanently deprive. I didn't mean to permanently deprive it. I was borrowing it and giving it back. It was my neighbor's lawnmower. I wasn't stealing it. I was borrowing it. So those kind of things can be defenses. And probably the last, which we, to be honest, don't see very often, is statute of limitations. If the prosecution is not initiated and the statute of limitations lapses, that can be a defense to theft. I certainly hope that nobody watching this video is charged with theft, but if you are and you have a case here in Alabama and you'd like our help here at Siegel & Siegel, give us a call. The phone number's below. I'm attorney Andy Siegel. If you like these videos and you want to be nice, you give us the thumbs up. And if you want to see more of the law-related videos as they come out, just hit the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching. I'm attorney Andy Siegel.